What's up fam, it's your boy DJ Reminisce, the Punjabi music geek, back with my first album review. Today we're going to review Gippy Grewal's Desi Rockstar 2. Now let's set the scenario for this review. I actually bought the original Desi Rockstar. It was released in 2010 and it was mainly produced in the UK. It had some great records on that album and I still play some of it today. The question is, 6 years later, can Gippy Grewal top what he did in 2010? The original Desi Rockstar had a flow, it had a certain sound, and he's going for a certain market. It was a very Punjabi Bhangra sounding album. So when I got this album, Desi Rockstar 2, I was expecting not a similar sound, but some sort of flow and continuity. The first thing that troubled me is I reviewed Patlange, the one that was produced by Dr. Zeus, and that record was a straight banger. I'm looking at the track listing on Desi Rockstar 2 and I don't see it anywhere, which is a real surprise to me. So I'm not sure what the deal with that song was, but that should have been on this album. This album was very safe, and to me it had a very filmic sound to it. It wasn't really Punjabi Bhangra, and it wasn't really like hardcore film. I mean, there were some Punjabi records on here, but honestly, listening to the whole album, it had a very filmic feel to it. It really felt like a score for some movie that's coming out. When I saw the first song, Hikavich Jan, produced by JSL, I thought this is going to be a very, very good song. To be honest, the beat was okay. It's kind of weird, but it worked. Gippy's performance on that song was really, really good. But the problem I had with that song, the mix was just horrible. The vocals were way too loud and you couldn't really hear the music. It was very drowned and it was very low. In the parts where Gippy's not singing, you can actually hear some of that good music by JSL. It wasn't his best work, but in this case, I think it worked. I don't know, it just had a really weird vibe to it, but kind of cool at the same time. Gippy also got some songs produced by Jatinder Shah. Those of you that don't know him, he produced the last few songs for Diljit, and he's a powerhouse right now in Punjabi music. The track he did with Tarann Malik was a good track, John. Slow mellow jam, but it wasn't too bad at all. I mean, the lyrics are really, really good, and it actually fit the music. It had a nice balance. The song was actually well done in my opinion. It's not something that I will listen to every day, but as a slow jam, it was pretty good. One of my favorite records on the album was Karza, produced by DJ Flow. This had a really, really good beat to it, and the lyrics were dope. I wish this album had more stuff like this, because this is stuff that Gippy should be singing. He's got a very aggressive voice, and these kind of records suit him. Another record I really liked on this album was Peglonia, produced by Aman Hair. Aman Hair is a great producer, and you know what? Him and Gippy have a good thing going. To be honest, the music was traditional Aman Hair style, but actually worked on this record. I'm all about innovation, but I think Aman Hair really helped Gippy on this record. Trust me, he needed all the help he can get, because most of the stuff on this record I wouldn't listen to at all. DJ Flow also produced another song that I liked, was Chamkila. The problem is there's two versions of it. There's Chamkila, the original version, and then there's Chamkila remix. Now the problem is, the Chamkila remix doesn't sound like a remix, but the original Chamkila sounds good with a beat. I know I'm confusing you, but you gotta listen to it to understand. So I like Chamkila, the non-remix remix. I don't know which one. It's the one that's got the beat on it, not the one that's their traditional music. Mind you, the remix, or the one that doesn't have the beat on it, which is straight traditional music, which is like Tolkien, tabla and stuff, is actually pretty good as well. But again, it's just really confusing. I think the remix should have been the one with the heavy beat on it, and the original should have been the original without the heavy beat on it. One of the songs I didn't like in the album was Barapur, produced by Jatinder Shah. Honestly, this record sounded like a Diljit throwaway. It's like Jatinder asked Diljit, yo bro, I've got this record for you. Nah man, I don't want it. Alright, no problem, I'll give it to Gippy. Honestly, that's how it sounded like. The music was an exact replica of something that Diljit would sing on. To be honest, I think Jatinder should have saved this beat for Diljit. I think it would have been a better record. Diljit would have lit this record up for sure. Some of my favorite records was Zoom, produced by DJ Flow, which featured Fateh. Great record. I think Fateh and Gippy had a great combination on this, and the music was pretty dope on this record. The other one was Seti with Bohemia and Jatinder Shah, who produced it. Another great record. Bohemia is just dope. He's one of the best Desi rappers in the game right now. To be honest, I wish DJ Flow produced this one as well, because Jatinder Shah cannot produce hip-hop. So guys, let me give my verdict on this album. Overall, it was just a weird album. There was no flow, there's no continuity. I was expecting a certain sound out of this, but it was all over the place. I'm not sure Gippy was going for. Again, if Patlange was on this album, oh my god, I think this album would have done more justice. Again, this album felt like a soundtrack to some movie that Gippy's gonna star in. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I bought Desi Rockstar, the original one, back in 2010. But honestly, I don't think I'd be buying this album at all. This album is for those true Gippy fans that absolutely love him and must have everything that he produces and releases. Overall, I'm giving this a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Again, it just lacked those killer punch tracks. Honestly, I don't think there was anything on there that actually played in a club or at a wedding reception. I really miss those days when Gippy teamed up with Yo-Yo Honey Singh. They had some epic records. The sound was totally different, and Gippy was very innovative with his lyrics. Sometimes even controversial, but that's what people wanted to hear. He had that period of time where he was singing songs that were very relatable to his target audience. I'm just not sure what he's trying to do here, because Desi Rockstar 2 definitely wasn't speaking to me. Unfortunately, Desi Rockstar should have been renamed as Desi Film Star. But I'm hoping this year Gippy can regain his Desi Rockstar status with some bangers. I hope you guys enjoyed today's review. Please like it. Please let me know what you think about Gippy Grewal's Desi Rockstar 2 album in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel, that way you stay up to date with the latest and greatest information. I'm your boy DJ Reminisce. Peace out.